25-plus-year resident of Torrance. I'm also the facilitator of the Occupy Torrance group, and we are strongly in support of the students here, and certainly in their need for a high-quality education. I happen to have a PhD in physical chemistry, and in my day, our graduate education was paid for. We were paid to go to graduate school, and our undergraduate degrees were funded by scholarships, both state and federal, all across the country. We had Ivy League quality education at really modest cost, maybe 1% of what you folks have to pay. So with that in mind, I was very receptive when the Nobel laureate this week said, access to education is the social justice issue of our time. You people do not have access to what we had in my generation. And as taxpayers, I want to know what has happened in our economy that this is now impossible for you children to have. And I studied the documents, and I do have some specific questions to ask the board as to what the money is.
What documents are you referring to, ma'am?
Okay, both the final budget for the coming year.
What item on the agenda are you addressing
I'm
right now?
addressing the issues.
There's another time in the meeting,
right,
excuse
sorry,
me,
no,
there's
sorry.
another time in the meeting to discuss things that aren't on the agenda.
Yeah, no.
Now's the time to discuss things that are on the
Yes,
agenda.
no, this is pertaining to the agenda. I'm
Okay.
asking you.
Just tell me what item it is.
Okay,
So we know.
you call it the item that I'm addressing is, what you said, 8.2, section 8.2, the fact that you want to cancel the winter semester, the winter session for the students in 2013, 2014.
Okay, so you're addressing the calendar item.
Okay,
Okay.
all right, and I'm asking you say it's a budget problem, okay, but I studied the budget, and there were the budget that you have, and I want to know, you have operating, I went through the numbers that you have in the handout that was a printout here, the one that's online, and I tried to find, expenses. I could come up with $100,000 worth of stuff that I don't think is so, the purchase orders, $100,000 worth of stuff that I really didn't think I would like to see spent, but that's small potatoes, right? Your annual budget is $110 million, and that's a tiny fraction of it. So, years ago, people in the military budget, they were talking about $500 toilet seats and $11,000 coffee pots. And so I was looking for that kind of stuff, and I didn't see it, right? So what I did is I went to the big budget, and I saw that you had expecting, on page 24 of that, you were expecting income from a bond. I have this on papers, but I just want to try to make it short. That it was something like $180 million that you were expecting from a bond.
Or that we have left.
Okay, but it said future. Now, has that bond been passed?
Yes.
Did I, as a
Vote
taxpayer?
for it. I don't know if you voted for it, if you had the chance to.
So
That's where these new
that
buildings and the new parking
it said
structure.
future, okay,
That's what-
but this is part of the trouble. So
We have authorized bonds, but they haven't all been issued.
okay,
Does that
so
make sense?
this thing that says future,
Yes.
it says here, income here on page 24.
Those will be approved by the voters, but not yet issued. In other words, they haven't been sold. They've been approved by the voters of the community,
Okay.
but not sold yet. But when we get that money, we can only use it for the reasons specified in the bond proposal.
But what I'm trying to point here
Yes.
is that then you have in the budget, you had capital outlay for $211 million. We we are strapped for money in this economy, and someplace along the line, somebody ginned up a $200 million project that now us guys have to pay, and those guys don't get their education. That's what I'm here to talk about. I'm speaking
Well,
to
you're
that. You
confused.
see?
It wasn't ginned up, it was voted by the community, and it was all laid out and pre-approved, and it can't be used for,
I understand.
for
I understand that.
salaries, for
But
example.
what I'm saying is that in Spain, they had billion-dollar airports that are now sitting empty with no airplanes going in them. In Riverside, California, in Hillcrest High School, they had a $100 million school that is sitting empty. There is nobody going to that high school. They ginned up the money to build these schools, and the students can't go to them. And I think that, as a member of the Torrance community, that is what we face. That our students can't go to the schools because they've been contracted to build big buildings, and the students will be riding in the dust like they do in Afghanistan.
Okay, well, you're way off the topic, and you're way
I'm
off
not
the
off
agenda.
the topic.
I'm going to ask you to conclude your remarks, please.
No, that's all I have to say.
Thank you.
There will be, the community will be made aware that this kind of expenditure gets boosted, and then the students can't even use the empty buildings. Thank you.
Thank you.